I worked retail, and once a month a window cleaner lady would come in and clean the store windows. She told me that one time she was cleaning the windows from the inside of the Apple store, and a man walks by and licks the outside part of the window she was cleaning. She was upset since she had already cleaned it, and would have to clean it again, but responded by telling the man, "Good thing I haven't cleaned that side." The man got upset and went to look for a manager. So I was on a 10-story, early in the morning, first drop of the day. Top floor, naked man, nothing but a teal eye mask on, not my thing. Next floor, naked woman in her kitchen, 80, looked like a puppet out of a Genesis video. Also not my thing. About an hour or two later, elsewhere on the building, an older woman offers me some cookies out a window. I see that the initial woman is kinda hiding in the shadows. She felt bad about flashing me, and went to her friend's apartment to give me cookies. That was a weird day. Never saw anything I particularly wanted to though. Birds crashing into windows. Kids dropping water balloons. Not a window cleaner, but my mom used to work on the top floor of a 32-floor building, and there were some window cleaners a couple of floors down. My mom heard alarms going off in the building suddenly, and she didn't know what was happening, but it seemed bad. A few hours later she found out that the wind was so bad that day that the window cleaners were getting thrown around and smashing into a bunch of windows. Apparently the videos on the news showed them being pulled 20 feet away from the building in the heavy winds, and they were just hanging on for dear life. They thankfully were rescued and no one got hurt, but they promptly quit. Favorite story from the time, I'm at this bank. I'm always doing the outside first then inside. Everyone usually pay us no attention, but when they notice we are washing the outside window, they shut down Facebook or Amazon and open a blank spreadsheet. Not even a project, just a blank spreadsheet. Anyway, usually when I cast a shadow, or bang my wool brush against a window they look around, and do the I was working I swear dance, but I do this to the bank manager's window, and he's completely unfazed. I think maybe he's actually doing work, and thus unafraid. But then my squeegee comes around, and I see what he's locked into. Group clown midget porn. I now think, oh please don't notice me now, then it happens. My squeegee jumps across the window, and the manager loses it. He jumps up and hit both knees on the desk. He can't decide between nursing his legs or turning off the porn, so left-handed he's trying to turn it off. Minimizes and there's more clown porn. He looks back at me and tries to cover his face. He mashes the keyboard and now I can hear it through the window. He dives and pulls the cord, and he just lays there. I move away, continuing my work as I realize I gotta go in there. I do the entire rest of the bank before this office. I prepare for the worst, an entitled angry response, or a super awkward run out of the room. But he looks up, smiles, asks what he can do for me today, just here to get the windows, thanks me, looks at his watch and says he's got a meeting and leaves. It was crazy casual, and I get the dude had his kink and clearly comfortable with it, but the casualness was completely unnerving after watching a dude dive headfirst into his desk. Edit. I should have known my kinky banker experience would be the post that blows up. Thanks for the flair and I'm sorry about the formatting. Mobile user found. Hopefully I made it easier to read. I worked mostly residential. Homes up to 3 stories or so, and small commercial places. I was doing the insides in a home working my way around, and when I got to the master bathroom, the bathroom door was closed. Now the homeowners were well aware that we were there, and I lightly knocked on the door before going in. Hearing no response, I opened the door. And there he was in all his glory. 70-ish-year-old man, naked as the day he was born except for having his head covered by his towel. He didn't hear my knock, but he heard the door open and said something like, "Is that you, honey?" thinking his wife had walked in. I was shocked and mumbled something like "oh sorry" and quickly backed out. Ordinarily I worked from the door, and went clockwise around the house, but I went straight back to the front door to work counterclockwise back to the master, giving him some time to get decent. I told the wife that I had accidentally walked in on her husband as he was getting out of the shower, and she was fucking *** tickled. ***, she told me he's deaf as a stump and probably had no idea, but she hoped I'd enjoyed my thrill for the day. I used to clean wineries and winery businesses in California, and this lady had her desk stationed with her back to the window. She was playing World of Warcraft at work. It was pretty dope. I've also just had people stare at my ass. Not a window cleaner, however. I was working on a high-rise construction site, when one of the guys yells out, "There's a girl here shaving her pussy on the balcony." Naturally, we all run over to look at the building next door. There was a woman on the balcony giving her cat a haircut. I watched hours and hours of Defrag Drive. I used to work during my high school years for my uncle's company off hours as window cleaner. One late afternoon, when most employees of that office building already left, I saw a rather escalating fist fight between two employees and a rather helpless woman trying to intervene a broomstick. One of those unreal moments of disbelief and relief to be the window cleaner on the other side. When I was around 8 years old, me and my mom were in a waiting room to see a specialist because I needed tubes in my ears. This doctor's office was in a taller building, I would say at least 8 to 10 floors. I remember vividly going to grab a kid's storybook from a little table beside a window. When I was reaching for the book, I saw a man fall past the window that I was right beside. He died instantly. The doctor took us out of the building through the parking garage so that we didn't have to go by the scene. Edit. Important information. He was a window cleaner. I remember seeing him clean the windows from inside the building before he fell, and thinking it was pretty neat, because I'd never seen that before. I'm still waiting for the answer that just says, "I saw someone fucking on the kitchen table," or something like that. Welp, I was cleaning windows as part of ancillary task for my job at an old folks' home, and this naked old lady wouldn't stop watching and staring at me while I was cleaning the windows from the outside. Longest 3 minutes of my life. My cousin was a window cleaner until he fell from 3 stories high. He survived and made a full recovery. That was the only interesting thing he said that happened the entire time he worked there. I witnessed a lot of glass. Not much of a story, but you see a lot of peen. Mostly on accident, but also plenty of exhibitionists out there. I do lots of work in a largely gay town. Seriously, more gay couples than straight. They love seeing us young working guys come do their windows, and I don't blame them. Some will schedule us nearly weekly. I really don't mind it as a straight man. I find it quite flattering, really. Some creepos like to show off their stuff though, and along with that I've seen plenty of full frontal nude dude art hanging on walls and whatnot. I clean my own windows and have not witnessed much of anything. I've told this story before, but here it goes. I work on a small team of only women. We usually only have like 3 people in the office on the weekends, and we are on the 3rd floor. My colleague decided to pump breast milk in her cubicle, and just told us not to come over until she gave the okay. Not unusual. Right as she started pumping completely uncovered, a random window cleaner descended from above, and she let out a shriek. I don't think he even noticed right away, but then we watched him quickly try to scurry away from the window. He never came back to clean those windows, LOL. Alistair, if you're reading this, I am not a window cleaner. Not a window cleaner, but I woke up one day with serious morning wood. Wife was sleeping, so I decided to take care of it myself. One hand on my penis on the laptop trackpad. I notice a shadow fall on my through the window. I look out the window, and lock eyes with the maintenance guy doing some work on the outside of the building as he was being pulled up to the top floor. That was their first week. I saw that guy every day for the next 3 weeks while they finished work.